Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code, DTC U0131, points to an issue related to a fan can malfunction, primarily affecting the communication between the engine control module, ECM, and the electric power steering, EPS control unit in the 2011 to 2015 Honda Civic models. The FCAN, or Fully Controller Area Network, is integral for real-time communication between various modules in a vehicle, ensuring that they can relay critical information and control functions. The ECM is located in the engine compartment, while the EPS control unit is typically found on or near the steering column, making their interaction crucial for proper steering assistance. When this code is triggered, it can indicate that there's a disruption in the communication network, which could lead to steering issues or other related malfunctions. In troubleshooting this DTC, it's essential to follow a systematic approach, ensuring accurate diagnosis and repair to maintain vehicle safety and performance. Properly documenting any freeze frame data can also assist in understanding the conditions under which this code was set. The error described by DTC U0131 indicates a malfunction within the Fully Controller Area Network, specifically involving the communication between the engine control module and the electric power steering control unit. The engine control module is responsible for managing various engine functions, including fuel injection and ignition timing, while the EPS control unit assists in providing the necessary steering effort. For the 2011 to 2015 Honda Civic, the ECM is usually located in the engine compartment, and the EPS control unit is typically situated around the steering column area. When a communication failure occurs, it could lead to potential steering issues, making it crucial for these two components to operate harmoniously. It's important for technicians to recognize the critical functions of both units and understand where they are located to effectively diagnose and resolve any problems indicated by this DTC. Multiple factors could lead to DTC U0131 being triggered. First, disconnected connectors between the ECM and EPS control unit can interrupt communication, requiring a thorough inspection to ensure all connections are secure. Secondly, a failed EPS control unit itself could be the root cause, prompting its replacement or repair. Additionally, damaged FCAN wires, which transmit signals between these two critical components, can result in a communication breakdown. Technicians must inspect these wires for any signs of wear and tear or breaks. Lastly, poor electrical connections can also contribute to this DTC. Cleanliness and tightness of these connections need to be checked, as corrosion or loose terminals may hinder effective communication. Addressing these potential causes is crucial for ensuring the proper functionality of the power steering system. DTC U0131 can manifest through several symptoms in the Honda Civic. One of the most noticeable signs is the illumination of the power steering warning light on the dashboard, indicating that there is a problem within the steering system. Drivers may also experience difficulty in steering the vehicle, possibly due to a loss of assistance provided by the EPS system, which can lead to a noticeable increase in steering effort required to turn the wheel. Another symptom could be intermittent or complete loss of communication between the ECM and the EPS control unit, leading to erratic behavior in steering response. In some cases, if left unaddressed, it might result in a complete loss of power steering assistance, posing a significant safety risk. Recognizing these symptoms is essential for timely diagnosis and repair to maintain safe vehicle operation. The first step in troubleshooting DTC U0131 is to turn the ignition switch to the on position, known as on in 2. This allows the vehicle systems to power up, preparing it for diagnostics. Next, the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, is utilized to check for both pending and confirmed DTCs. The key aspect here is to specifically check if DTC U0028 is also indicated alongside U0131. If both DTCs are present, it implies that a deeper issue is likely affecting multiple systems, and you would need to follow the troubleshooting steps for DTC U0028. However, if DTC U0028 is not present, you would progress to the next troubleshooting step, focusing solely on U0131. This systematic approach ensures that each fault is correctly identified and resolved, reducing the risk of overlooking critical issues. In the second troubleshooting step, the technician will clear the DTC using the HDS device. Clearing the code resets the vehicle's computer systems, allowing for a fresh diagnostic assessment. After clearing, it's imperative to check for pending or confirmed DTCs once again with the HDS. If DTC U0131 reappears, it confirms that the failure is persistent, and you can proceed to the next troubleshooting step to investigate further. However, if the DTC does not indicate after this step, it suggests that the original failure may have been intermittent and the system is currently functioning correctly. Therefore, it's crucial to check for poor connections or loose terminals at both the EPS control unit and ECM to prevent future occurrences of this code. This process highlights the importance of thoroughness in diagnostics to ensure reliable repair outcomes. The third troubleshooting step involves checking if the HDS can successfully communicate with the EPS system. This is a critical step, as it verifies the interaction between the diagnostic tool and the control unit responsible for managing steering functions. If the HDS successfully communicates with the EPS control unit, it means that the system is at least partially operational, and you would then move on to the next step. Alternatively, if there is a failure in communication, it suggests that the EPS system might not be functioning correctly, which necessitates a closer examination of the symptoms, potentially including a failure of the EPS indicator to turn off or the presence of unknown DTCs. This diagnostic check is essential to pinpoint where the communication breakdown occurs, allowing for more targeted repairs. In the fourth troubleshooting step, you will first turn the ignition switch to the lock position, denoted as 0, to ensure that all systems are powered down for safety. Following this, you will use the HDS to jump the SCS, or Service Check Signal line. This action allows you to perform continuity checks between the ECM and EPS control unit. Subsequently, you will disconnect the ECM connector A, 49P, and the EPS control unit connector A, 11P. This disconnection is crucial for testing the integrity of the communication lines. The continuity between specific test points must now be checked, focusing on the FCAN-H line, which transfers key signals between the two modules. If the continuity check indicates that the FCAN-H wire is in good condition, you can move to the next step. Otherwise, repair work will be necessary to address any opens in the wire. During the fifth step, you will again check for continuity, but this time for the FCAN-L line, which also plays a vital role in communication between the ECM and the EPS control unit. After ensuring that the ignition is turned off and both connectors are still disconnected, you will measure continuity between specified test points that correspond to the FCAN-L circuit. This is essential to confirm that the wiring is intact and properly transmitting signals. If the continuity is found to be satisfactory, action should be taken to ensure that the EPS control unit has the latest software updates, or alternatively, a known good EPS unit can be substituted to further rule out faults. If there are still issues post-substitution, replacing the original EPS unit becomes necessary, followed by verification checks to ensure the diagnosis is complete. This step is fundamental in resolving any underlying communication issues effectively. Final repair verification is a critical step in ensuring that the repairs made have addressed the issue successfully. After completing all necessary repairs or wiring fixes, the next action is to carefully reconnect all connectors involved in the ECM and EPS system. This ensures that all electrical pathways are secure and properly linked. Following the reconnection, the ignition switch is turned to the on position 2, which powers the system and allows for another diagnostic check. It is essential to reset the ECM using the HDS after these connections are made, as this refreshes the system's memory and clears any stored data or fault codes. Finally, you will need to check once more for any pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS. If DTC U0131 does not appear, the troubleshooting process is deemed successful, confirming that the original issues have been properly addressed. Preventive maintenance plays a crucial role in avoiding future occurrences of DTC U0131 and maintaining the integrity of the EPS system. Regular inspections of the electrical connectors associated with the ECM and EPS control unit can help identify any initial signs of wear, corrosion, or loose connections that may lead to communication failures. Additionally, cleaning any corrosion found on connectors and ensuring that all connections are tightly secured can prevent issues from developing over time. Adopting a routine maintenance schedule will also ensure that software updates are performed on the EPS control unit, optimizing its performance. Furthermore, visual checks and continuity tests for wiring can be conducted periodically to ensure that the FCAN lines remain intact. By investing in preventive measures, vehicle owners can enhance their vehicle's reliability and safety. In conclusion, understanding DTC U0131, which signifies a FCAN malfunction involving the ECM and EPS control unit, is essential for recognizing its implications for vehicle operation. Thorough troubleshooting of this code involves several well-defined steps, from checking DTC presence and verifying communications to testing the integrity of relevant wiring. Additionally, successful repairs entail verifying that all connections are secure and functional before resetting the ECM and checking for remaining codes. Implementing preventive maintenance practices will aid in the early detection of potential issues, keeping the steering system operational and preventing similar DTC occurrences. By adhering to these detailed diagnostic steps, technicians can ensure that Honda Civic owners maintain not only the performance of their vehicles, but also their overall safety on the road. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.